Well, hello, YouTubers. Hey, I'm going to try something different again. I have a black resin ball here, and I have a clear crystal. And do you ever imagine trying to put one of them on top of the other? I want to put it on the end of this stick and just see what it looks like. I think it'd be interesting if I got both of them sitting right on top of that stick. If I clean the stick off real well and make it black and use black paracord, I think that could look pretty nice. Stay with me. I'm going to try that today and just see what it looks like. Okay, we're about to get started here. You see I have this stick. It's all been dried out. I don't always mention this, but I think it's best to cut the stick off and get you a nice flat top on it, and make sure there's no splits around here. If you see any splits a little this way, just cut a little bit more off of it to start with. Now, measure out 57 inches and cut it off again. Now I can see now that I have an inch and a half maybe at the top, and I have about an inch on the bottom. Tapers down pretty nice. And I have my angle grinder. All I have to do is put this dust mask on. Really, that's for about 5% of the fines that gets away. This takes away about 95% of the dust. So let's get started now. We have it roughed out. You see what I mean by roughing out. Now, take this other grinder. All I'll do is plug my vacuum holes in, and I'm going to get this sanding done now, and we'll be back and take a look at it. You can tell quite a bit of difference from when I had that rough stick out here before the sanding. I'm going to raise the grain now by staining it, and I'll stain it with, as usual, with my oak stain. I'll wipe this on, and then we're going to leave it sit here for a few hours, and then we'll come back and put a final finish on it. Now, once I give it a good coat, I just take my glove and rub all up and down the shaft like this to make sure it's covered good. I stick my lid on it, sacrifice part of my tablecloth. Now, it's ready to dry. I'll set it up on the can here just to let the air get under it and everything. And we're going to go walk away now and let it dry for a few hours. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm going to use this polyacrylic clear gloss, and that's from Minwax. And I brush that on to start with. I just soak it really good. I make sure I have a good coat on it. And then I get it right on down through here. Call this my wipe-on poly, although it's not wipe-on. You pay a premium for that stuff. And I found out that you can wipe this on. It's just as much a wipe-on poly as what you can pay a premium and get it already mixed. If you want to make your own wipe-on, actually, like comes out of a can, you just thin it with water. So what I do, I don't do that. I like a nice heavy coat, so I don't squeegee it out, but I just rub it with my gloves here, and I can wipe it all over the stick. I leave me a good heavy coat on it, and I'm going to take it back to the back, hang it on this eye hook from the ceiling back in my drying room. I'll leave it back there till it dries, which takes about 4 hours for it to dry. A lot of times I'll do this at the end of the day, and I'll let it dry overnight. Okay, now this particular walking stick is going to be significantly different than the rest because it has two balls. One, just a black resin ball, and it has also a crystal ball on the end of the stick. And the thing of it is, they're both on the same end of the stick. Well, how in the world do you do that? Just stick around and we'll see. First thing I want to do, I have my JB Weld. I always use a 2-part epoxy for this. And I mix them just in a small amount here on my board. That will probably be enough. I have to find my black, there's my black lid for that. And you pop it back on there. And now you look at that puddle and you say, well, I'll get another puddle about the same size. And that looks to be it. Now we take an ice cream stick and I'll mix that thoroughly. This is going to give me the adhesive that I need for these sticks. Now, first of all, I'll put a 1/4-inch hole in that part of the ball and a 1/4-inch hole on that side of the ball, right particular opposite sides. I have one hole in this one. That's in the bottom part. And I have 2 dowel pins. I have one short one and the other one I have in the stick. So let's get this mixed real good. And you don't have to mix it like you're mixing resin, because this is not a resin, this is a glue. It don't take as much as long as you've got it 50-50. It just has to be close. You get it close and you're going to get an hour's dry out of it. Now I've put a concave in the end of this stick here. Previous videos I've shown that. And I've drilled a hole in the center. I have that dowel pin that has to go in that. Put a little bit right down in that hole. Now, what I'm going to do is just smack this right on top of that. That's stuck right on the top of that now. Okay? Don't let it fall over. If it falls over, it's all over. Now, what we'll do is take a little bit of this epoxy, and we have another little hole on top of that stick, and we want to spread it right into there, right in top of that. Set it aside very carefully and get all that you can get wiped up. Get it on a stick and then just let it pour right down on that hole. That's all you need. And then you've got your dowel pin in the black one, and you have a hole there. Press that on like that. Now you have a whole assembly. The black ball with the crystal sitting on top of it. I'm going to press it all together as tight as it'll go and stand it up and let it dry. I'll leave mine dry for 1 hour before I touch it. I had a black ball on top of that, so how more appropriate than a black paracord for this stick. So what I want to do, I'm going to go under this first, and I want this little loose end to come out to my right. So I want to pull it kind of up tight there, just that one loop. Now I want to hold it in my open hand, looking down in my open hand, and every time you want to get your hand under that, twist it, and then go around the end of the stick. Now all you do is just pull this down tight. And it'll tighten up. And you see what you've done. You've captured that loose end underneath that right there. See it going under there? When you come around, I'll show you that a little better. So we tighten that up. And then again, your right hand, want the right hand always laying in the palm of your hand, turn it and go around. Now when you pull it up, you'll see that loose end there is going under that tie as you go around. Eventually that will hide it. Now pull it, and it's up pretty snug there. Now again, hold it in the palm of your hand like this. twist it, and come around. That's all you do, and we'll do that all the way down the stick. You see we've got the loose end there is stuck under that, and no loose ends are going to be showing when we get done. Now, make sure every once in a while you pull the end of it out. I have a 25-foot piece of 5/32 paracord is what I'm using. And let's lay the palm of your hand, turn it around, take it right over the stick. And just wherever it pulls tight, let it go. Now just get another one. This will put a kind of a twist in your paracord, like always. And I haven't figured out a way to avoid that. So see how it kinks up there? And you've got to just do like this, rub that out of it, push it on down the line. No matter which wrap it is, it could be coming out the bottom or whatever, make sure you just run under your hand, twist and go over. Now you can turn it to get it. It feels loose anywhere else, but it has to go one way here to get it tight. And it ends up pretty snug on there. So there you go. Now we've got it down there about an inch. That loose end is in there an inch, something like that. And we'll get our pliers and we cut off about a ½ inch, somewhere along that. Just clip that tail off of it, because we're going to go right on down now and cover that up. Lay in your hand, twist, and come around, and every turn is going to hide that just a little bit more than the last one. Keep running it down and around, and right there. And you see, maybe one more wrap, that's going to be gone. One more time here, and we'll look for it. And I think it's going to be pretty much gone now. And just snug it down. Don't have to worry about getting too tight. And just turn your stick and let it fall right where it will. We're going to go right on down. And we're going to try to get down to this curve here. Our hand grip's going to be right there. So I want to get about 25 foot, and I want to get at least that far. Tight as we can now, right there on that last one. Now what we'll do is cut this cord about ½ inch or so, and I'm going to tuck it up under one of these other loops. Let's cut it off about an inch. Okay, there we got it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start carefully tucking it under a couple more of these, and I'll pull it out and cut it off. I'm going to gouge my screwdriver under the second one there, and that kind of pulls it up like that. And then this one, I can take my other screwdriver. I don't know if I can demonstrate this very good or not, but I'm going to try, and I'll stick that one. Stick that up under there. Well, that screwdriver is holding that up. See, and that come back under there now. Now, we'll pull that up. And that pulled that up tight again. Now I take these little pliers, and I got a curved plier here, and I'll grip that and see if I can't tighten that up more. Got it pretty tight. So let's cut that now. Again, right there. And I'm going to stick it back under that rope. And see that? That's curved right there. It's tucked under that rope adjacent to it all the way around. I pushed it back this way till you can't see any wood showing in between. Now let me show you what I do next. Now look to where the last knot that you come up and tied, you'll see that loops around, twists, and goes back under the rope or the paracord. That is where we'll apply a little bit of CA glue. And that dries, you won't be able to see it, but that will hold that solid under there when it dries. And up here at the end, it does the same thing. It goes under, and it's way down in there because we covered it up. But what we'll do, right up there, but you don't want to get it on the ball, but get it up just on the rope there and let it soak down in there, and that won't come loose that way. So now you've got it bound up pretty good. Let's review this stick and kind of see what we got. Here's another one. This is kind of different. It is about 58 inches tall. It's a double sphere on top. It's wrapped from that all the way down the stick, and you can't see where the tie starts and ends all around there. By doing it the way we did, see that twist? It's got some twist to it that goes all the way down. Ah, there, you can see it better right there, I think. It'll screw itself all the way down. Now that's the idea of it, and I got the grip down to where I want it, and I can still, I'm 6 foot and I can still stand up this way. But if you're a shorter person and want it shorter, that's the reason I leave them long. It's because easy to cut off. And this one is about 1.25 inches here at the top. It's a very light stick, goes down to 3/4, and it's a fairly straight up and down. It's got a little curve to it, but it's a nice different stick, and it's bound to attract some questions. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you like it, click on that subscription button there, and be sure to leave a comment if you can. I answer each and every one of them. They mean a lot to me. And continue prayers for Susan. And I don't know if we'll make 7,500 before the first year or not. I'm going to announce that pretty soon. 7,500 subscribers, we're going to give away another walking stick. So I'll see you in the next video.